During this session, this subcommittee is focused on so-called sanctuary laws that put criminal illegal aliens back on the streets rather than turning them over to federal authorities for deportation, as the law requires. The sole effect of these laws is not to impede general immigration enforcement. It is specifically to prevent deporting criminals. The toll of death and destruction caused by these policies is heartbreaking. As the death toll of innocent Americans continues to mount, Republicans will continue to avail victims' families the opportunity to describe the catastrophic impact that these policies have caused them. Two of those families will address us shortly. One is the mother of Sheridan Gorman. On March 19th of this year, Sheridan Gorman, an 18-year-old freshman at Loyola University, went to a Chicago park with friends to watch the Northern Lights. Instead, she was shot by an illegal alien from Venezuela, allowed into this country by the Biden administration. Within months of the illegal alien's release at the border, he was arrested for shoplifting. Now, he should have been turned over to authorities for deportation then. Instead, Chicago's sanctuary law released him back into the community where he had no legal right to be, and Sheridan Gorman is dead as a result. A few weeks ago, we heard from the mother of Stephanie Minter, murdered by an illegal alien with dozens of prior arrests, each time returned into the community by Fairfax County officials. Their excuse was that despite an $83 million annual budget for the county sheriff, they just didn't have the resources to pick up the phone and inform ICE that they had custody of an illegal alien so that alien could be deported. When I asked them how much it would cost to make a simple phone call to ICE and whether Stephanie Minter's life was worth the cost of that phone call, I got no response. The murderer's multiple releases were also enabled by a far-left prosecutor who crafts sweetheart deals for illegal aliens so that they can avoid immigration consequences for their criminality. None of this makes any sense. Last year, these sanctuary jurisdictions refused to honor at least 17,864 ICE detainer requests of illegal aliens accused of committing other crimes. Instead, these aliens, who had no right to be in this country, were released onto our streets to reoffend at will. Illinois and California are just two examples of these renegade jurisdictions. Their refusal to cooperate with federal immigration officials terrorizes communities, incentivizes crime, and undermines the rule of law. In Illinois alone, one state, in just 11 months, authorities blew off 1,768 ICE detainers and instead released these criminals back onto the streets, despite crimes ranging from weapons offenses to burglaries to homicides. According to documents obtained by this committee, the Cook County Sheriff's Office alone released 408 criminal aliens from its custody in 2025 instead of honoring active ICE detainers. Now, the Democrats complain bitterly that we're focused on this tragedy. Well, I can assure them that the Republican majority will continue to expose the human toll of their policies until they are rectified. I'm sure we'll rehear their complaints that ICE arrests in communities have led to confrontations with violent demonstrators. But those arrests that require squads of officers and that put both officers and bystanders in danger would not be necessary if those aliens were turned over to ICE while in the custody of local law enforcement. They also tell us that refusing to cooperate with ICE fosters trust with the illegal alien population. Well, this begs the obvious question: can legal residents trust sanctuary jurisdictions to protect them and their families? And by the way, a U visa is already available to illegal aliens who are witnesses or victims to crime. Early this year, the Judiciary Committee passed the Shutdown Sanctuary Policies Act. It prohibits sanctuary jurisdictions from restricting communications with ICE about criminal aliens. It empowers local authorities in sanctuary jurisdictions to work with federal immigration officials. It forbids local jurisdictions from shielding criminals from ICE. It restricts certain federal grant funding to sanctuary jurisdictions that thwart federal law. And it provides a private right of action for the victims of these sanctuary policies. All of that is simple common sense. We shouldn't need a bill to force state and local officials to protect American citizens over dangerous foreign nationals, yet not a single Democrat on this committee voted for that legislation. Now, in addition to the grieving families of Sheridan Gorman and Katie Abraham, who are here today, we are also joined by Sheriff Gary Redmond of Amador County, California, from my district. He's dealing with an epidemic of illegal alien crimes centered on illegal marijuana grows, and yet forbidden by state law from cooperating or even communicating with ICE to protect his citizens from this scourge. The Shutdown Sanctuary Policies Act would free him from these constraints. It's inconceivable that such a reckless and dangerous policy as these so-called sanctuary laws could be supported by a major political party. But as we will see again today, that's the current position of the Democratic Socialist Party. Not a fringe element, but the actual elected representatives of that party. I look forward to hearing from our witnesses, and I now yield to the ranking member for her opening statement.
Thank you so much, Mr.